How's it going, everybody? We are back for another episode of Drone Guy Reacts, and today we are reacting to a retired Master Chief Navy SEAL whose name is Don Shipley. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Don Shipley, he actually verifies a lot of military backgrounds. He checks people's DD-214s for companies and different things of people applying for jobs or just claiming to be something and they don't believe they are. And he has access to all these databases and he's able to do this stuff. And this is going to be a really fun episode. This is him busting somebody who is claiming to be a Navy SEAL, I believe. But we will go ahead and take a look at it and you guys can let me know what you think.
And somebody pushed this old man in a wheelchair up behind me, and he says, "Hey, there he is right there." And I turned around, and here's this old man. He's got UDT SEAL on his shirt. And I thought, well, okay, UDT SEAL means he's an old guard, because now it's just SEAL. There's no more UDT. And I says, UDT SEAL, what UDT team were you? And he looked up at me, and he smiled, and he says, Team 11. I said, well, that's the team I was in. And I says, what SEAL team were you in? He looked up at me and smiled, and he says, Team 2. I says, hell, that's what team I was in. What was your name? He didn't say anything. I said, well, what's your name, sir? I said, I've got to know you. And he looked up at me. He got a smile on his face. He says, you're still too damn ugly and too tall. And I thought, the light came on. I thought, oh my God, this is my instructor. And I gave him a hug, and he looked up at me because he taps my medals and my ribbons, and he says, and I told you not to be stupid, didn't I? I said, yeah, Chief, you did. He says, what the hell happened? I says, yeah, wrong place, wrong time. And he kind of laughed. He goes, I'm tired. I want to go back.
So the guy didn't have no idea who the hell we were.
Now, before we get into Don confronting him here, I just don't understand how somebody can sit there and act like that. I mean, he's a good actor, I'll give him that, but just to make up a story like that about being in the service and stuff, that is just it's shameful and it's I just don't understand people like that. But we'll go ahead and let Don do his thing.
Was it called Buds back then?
It was Bud. There was no S on it. But
Actually, it was called Underwater Demolition Team.
UDT, yes.
Anything else?
They had just started calling it Bud, and
They started that in the 70s.
actually they started it in '64.
No, it was Underwater Demolition Team Replacement Training.
Right.
In Coronado, it was called Underwater Demolition Team
Wow.
Replacement and Accession Training. He has been in the hot seat many times before. People have grilled him over these claims, and he's always been able to get out of it. And every time somebody balks at his claims, he learns from that. He doesn't make another mistake. He builds his story up.
And when the guy asked me, he says, well, what is that? And I said, SEAL training. And he goes, oh, and that's what he wrote down.
It's what, some personnel?
Yeah, it was a yeoman.
You know, and this is some young seaman who just does what he's told, and that's what Frank did.
He just wrote it down. He was just some kid. But
So there's nothing else than what some kid wrote down.
yeah.
See where I'm going with this?
Yeah,
Record of it?
I understand it. I run across them all the time.
Is it the Laos thing? Is it classified type of stuff or something?
Yeah.
That was in Laos. It's classified stuff. Yeah. Eat shit.
A lot of stuff I still can't talk about. You know that.
Yeah.
And I've watched quite a few of his videos, and that's one of the biggest excuses that he says that people will make is that everything's classified. Like, I don't exist, I'm classified. And like he said, the list that tells you who the Navy SEALs are and who's ever been in any Buds classes are not classified. And that's like one of the biggest excuses these guys use because they figure people aren't going to dig too deep if they say everything's classified. But let's go ahead and let Don tear this guy apart.
You've been across that.
No.
You've never been across something that you still can't talk about?
No. Well, there's classified, but there's no classified records. Your records would not be classified.
Actually, all of us were.
His records show that he has a Navy Cross, Silver Star, a couple of Bronze Stars, 3 Purple Hearts, and that he was a Navy SEAL. And it's BS. I know SEALs that were on the provincial recon units. They'll talk about that, all their awards. The Navy Cross thing would have been up there.
It should. That's what the top asked me about that, and I said it should be, but it was never put on there, and it just never bothered me. I mean, like I say, I have my DD 214. It tells it all right there.
That would have happened as soon as you graduated.
But it should have been. Well, it was on there. But what he
No
did.
certificate or anything, no class picture, no bunch of, you got some
I had some
guys with the guns and
I had
camouflage.
some pictures. We had garage fire. My first wife.
I have the official records. Frank, there's no record of any of
I
that.
know, and it's bothered me a couple times, but I look at it this way. I know what I did. I know what I gave. And
Are these records wrong? These dates here that say
yeah, they are.
enlisted from 64 to 70?
It's actually I was in the hospital a year after that, so. But
That's an accurate enlistment date.
pretty close, yeah.
Because that class graduated 8 months before that. Graduated 3 January 1964.
It should have been right after that.
See, but this one shows you as an aviation ordnance.
That was my rate.
It's all these different attack squadrons, carrier, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, and nothing much follows. There's no Navy Cross, there's not a Purple Heart, there's not a Silver Star, there's not a class number. The classes are wrong. None of the guys you mentioned were in that class. Nothing is working.
Place of entry is San Francisco. That's wrong.
He knew he was lying. He knew his wife was in that house.
My name's Diane.
This is place of separation, Jacksonville, Florida. That's wrong.
These are
And this is the thing is Don Shipley knows a lot of SEALs all the way up till today because he's still, I don't know if he's doing it actively right now, but up till just a couple years ago, he was still doing a lot of training with these guys and going in and doing training classes with a lot of the new SEALs. And he's been in it since the 70s. So he knows so many of these guys. And like I said, he sees right through all this bullshit. Like, this is the same excuses that almost every single one of these guys will give. It's like a list of excuses, of common excuses, and he sees right through it.
what I had in my hand is actual military records. Pretty complete all the way down to the end is aviation second class, and then you're somehow big time promoted to warrant. You were first and then went to warrant?
And that's when warrant had first started.
Let me try this one. Somebody had sent me some videotape of that ride. You were talking about your instructor that you met in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Would his name be on there if we check that?
Should be, yeah.
What was that?
Shit, he was a Master Chief.
Yeah, I think none of the names you gave me are in that class. I can pull up any name that you want. You served at UDT 11, Team 2. I can pull up their names and go try that, but none of the names are coming up. There's no record of you ever being a SEAL. There's no record of you having a Navy Cross or any of these things. And the classified stuff that's going on in Laos, sir, doesn't make any sense. It shows you here serving on an aircraft carrier as a second class aviation ordnance guy. But when those videos got sent to me with these pictures, it's because somebody started questioning those claims. And I'm not coming up.
And this is the thing is, like, if you're already a serviceman, anybody like me is going to give you as much respect as I would a SEAL. Like, you served. It doesn't matter whether you were on an aircraft carrier, or you were in a tank, or you were special ops. Anybody who is willing to do that deserves the same respect. and why some of these people that were actually in the military want to go out and embellish and lie about what they've actually done. I just don't understand it. You already have the respect. People aren't going to look at you any different because you just had a different type of job in the military. I mean, it blows my mind. But let's go ahead and finish.
With anything except
The only
6
time,
years.
the only
on a
time
flat
we
top.
were at NS Alameda,
The video that I saw, you were crying. You were very upset
I was, yes.
about things. We've sure lost a lot of tears at all the memorials that we've been through in our lifetime.
Akron 42, who in the hell was that?
Like, he's got me, so I'm just gonna study these papers for a little while, and then he's making little comments of this isn't right, and where did firefighting school come from? And I wasn't in Alameda at that time. Just, his wife is there watching this. Well, nothing coming to mind?
No, I don't even know. It's just got here at Alameda. We were there at Alameda for less than 3 weeks. I have no idea what the hell that was for.
Well, those are old things there. That's
Yeah,
not what I'm here for. It's the bigger ones. But
Well,
we
it's,
can't
a lot of
name
this,
a
a lot of
single
this
guy
does.
that is listed. There's fewer than 9,000 of us alive on the planet today.
Yeah, I
And if
know.
you were at UDT 11 and SEAL Team 2, you ought to be able to come up with some names that are listed there. I served over 11 years at SEAL Team 2, Team 1. I could wrap off half that team without, and most of the guys I went through buds with, just snapping them out. But the fact
See,
that
this-
Class 30 graduated 8 months, sir, 8 months before you joined the Navy.
I don't even
Your
understand.
story is so full of holes, sir, and honestly, it's a load of crap. All that,
Okay.
right there, is a load of crap.
Okay.
None of it ever
We're,
happened.
we're done here.
Yeah,
I know,
figured that.
I know what I did.
But you
I know
cannot
who I
prove
s-
anything. The bigger the claim, the bigger the proof, sir. You got a Navy Cross up there.
Okay?
That's now we're playing with the Stolen Valor Act.
No, it's not.
Parading around. Well, you have
Oh,
no
it-
proof of it, sir. Yes, it is. That is stolen valor right there. That is an unearned award. That Silver Star is not earned. And I worked my ass off of that flipping trident up there.
So
And
did
so did
I.
my son and everyone
So
else.
did I.
Well, where's the proof, sir? Show me something.
And you can hear the hurt in his voice because he did earn it, and his son is also a Navy SEAL, Don Shipley's son, and you can tell that he's very passionate about the hard work he did to get where he was at, and I don't blame him. He has every right to be mad because that is a piece of something. It's a medal in the military that's very few people get. It's something that is extremely difficult to get, and I respect him for doing what he's doing. So we'll go ahead and finish this up.
Or you don't have to. This is not important. I came out here as the courtesy.
I
That old
understand.
guy that you rode out there and buried and took from, you stood out there and got highlighted. Well, all he
I
had
s-
was a
I
mere
didn't-
bronze star and a purple heart from
I did.
Okinawa.
I did that for him.
Yeah, great. I don't know that you needed to take bows for him with that Navy Cross
I
and
did not take
overshadow
bows for
what that
anyone.
guy
I
did.
don't take bows for anyone.
That interview, you were taking bows, and what my son and what I've done, I'm sure you're going to come up with an excuse to your wife when
It's
we walk out of
classified
here.
thing, and that's
He was
nothing.
not a SEAL ever. He never
That-
went through SEAL training.
You got some
And my
E3 to
son
doctor those documents.
and all
up.
the boys
It's
I've
not
I
there.
didn't
Very
doctor. He didn't doctor anything.
It
He
is
just asked me
stolen
what
valor.
this is.
It says 1967, sir.
All right.
Class 30
All right.
graduated in January 1964.
We're done.
None of this.
We're done here.
We are done.
We're all done.
And the Patriot Guard riders, we have so much respect for them.
Good luck
And
with that guy.
for you to be up there riding and everybody thinks you're a SEAL,
We're done.
it's despicable.
Thank you. Have a nice.
Make no mistake, man, he was not a SEAL ever.
I came from Virginia, sir, but I'm not done here yet. A shadow box, I have my own in here. It's just your accomplishments for your time in the military. And Frank had it up there. Although he paid a lot more than I did for mine, it was presented to me. Frank got one of those things off a line and told them, you know, I need a Navy Cross put in here, I need a Silver Star put in here, and they just do it. And had that trident. I'm just getting mad right now, even just thinking about it. The fact that I walked out and left that thing hanging on the wall when the better part of me wanted to rip it off and smash it over his fucking head. And that was a hard thing to do. A really hard thing for me to do was to leave that trident behind on that wall. But trying to minimize, you know, whatever. I'll get the trident with this video. You know, it's over for him. But that really, when we walked in and we could just see all the seal crap, and he's got a trident on his leg, you know, just the regular trident and some frogman stuff. It just, everything about him was just working me up immediately. But that was the icing on the cake. That Navy Cross is no small feat. None of the Purple Hearts, the Bronze Stars, those are awarded to guys who have just thrown it out there. And Frank did not.
I'm so mad I'm shaking. And his wife sitting right in there that totally believes him to be something that he's not. And he's going to continue that. I guarantee he's in there explaining right now, and she's going to think we're wrong, and she's going to believe him.
Yeah. Nice job. I had to go get me a can of spray
I hope
paint
that my
and paint
purse is still in here and all
phony
my money.
seal right straight across that road.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to that casino. I'm going to bust that one last guy. I didn't come all this way. He's bad enough.
Yeah, our blood's up. Hard thing to stop busting when you've been busting steady.
You really got good job. Let's go. Let's go get this other one. Right on the other side of this silver car is a phony that is sitting inside his truck on his cell phone. And the only thing that we have to do is step out of this car, 2 giant steps, and we can knock on his window and we can bust his ass right now.
Okay, so that was the end of the video. As you can see on that's been up on the screen the whole time, if you guys want to go and support his website at videos.extremesealsexperience.com. I absolutely love Don Shipley. Sir, if you ever see this video, thank you for your service. And your wife, I think, is hilarious. I love watching her. So if you guys really enjoyed the video, just leave a comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and we will see you guys next time.